nearly 70 protesters arrested after occupying San Francisco building housing Israeli consulate. Anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. I wholeheartedly agree. Zionism is a very radical wing of Judaism, and I believe Zionists now rule Israel, which is not good. Like, Zionists are not good for the Israeli people, and they are not good for any people in the Arabia Peninsula or the Middle East. Because it is in America, I take it that people are still stupid, and they say some stupid, so they have still some stupid slogans which are not they are not according to this little poster here. I do not like Zionists, and the Zionists kind of, I'm not gonna say it obviously because I don't want any trouble, alright? Although I do not like Zionists. Jews are fine. Zionists are too far. Law enforcement in San Francisco detained dozens of pro-Palestine protesters Monday after they temporarily took over a building housing the Israeli consulate, officials said. San Francisco Police Department arrested 70 demonstrators protesting the ongoing Israel-Hamas war in Gaza and subsequent humanitarian crisis on trespassing charges. The majority of them, 69, were zip-tied but were eventually released from the county jail. Police said in a statement to multiple outlets one other was cited but got released on the spot. The protesters were in building's lobby for a number of hours, the Associated Press reported. They were chanting Free, Free Palestine, according to video footage taken from the scene. They saw up signs on the door of building and called for the end of Israel's military operation in the Gaza Strip, which has gone for nearly 8 months. The International Jewish Anti-Zionist Network, an international group that says their membership is Jewish, wrote on a post on Instagram that over 100 people from the San Francisco area were participating in the protest. Protesters held up various signs inside the building, including those saying anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. Yes, that is true. Unfortunately, a lot of people are anti-Semites, although they do call themselves anti-Zionists. I mean, those are Americans, alright? The Americans are sometimes very slow at spotting the difference. Obviously, as I said before, like, yes, anti-Zionism is completely fine. Like, you are against a very hardline wing of the Judaism. If you are completely against, the entire religion, then I mean, you can be against it. However, you should not be saying any hate slogans or anything like that, which these protests usually don't. Alright, like, there are the rare cases, obviously, but usually they just chant Free Palestine, which is not helping Palestine really either. But I mean, I guess they are doing something, alright? They are doing something, even though they could do theoretically more. The Israeli consulate stated it was appalled but not surprised by the demonstrators inside the lobby. According to Reuters, the protesters in a statement were deemed as pro-Hamas rioters. I mean, if they weren't doing any vandalism or anything like that, then I mean, this is honestly, it's fine, alright? If they weren't breaking any stuff up and if they were just there being annoying, then this completely good protest, alright? Like, if you do not break anything, if you are disciplined and just, chant your own with the slogans, then sure, fine. And I believe that that probably wasn't a public property, because the consulates are usually private property of their respective governments. However, yeah, like, this seems to be a completely fine, protest, much better than it usually is in America. Israel has faced increased scrutiny over its operation in Gaza, one that has killed over 36,000 Palestinians, according to local health officials. The total number does not distinguish between fighters and civilians. Yes, we had something like that. The offensive has also destroyed over 36,000 structures, according to an analysis done by UNOSAT, the United Nations Satellite Analysis Agency. The Israel-Hamas war started on October 7. Yes, we already read that before. They They did a G-word, they kidnapped people. Alright, I'm gonna repeat myself once again. Hamas has to be deposed. Alright, Hamas has to be deposed. Their officials and officers, their leaders, all have to be trialed and they have to get the rope. That is something everyone should agree upon. They cannot be allowed to remain free after this massacre, just as the Nazis did not remain free after World War II. Yes, it is silly to compare 6 million deaths to 1200. However, it is in very similar fashion. It's because of the hatred, and we must show strong, firm fist against hatred. Hatred must not be allowed, and people who are thinking about using hatred must be shown what will happen to them if they try to act upon their petty, subhuman hatred. However, now, Hamas has to be deposed. However, it has to be the Palestinians who depose Hamas. It cannot be the US, it cannot be the Israel, it cannot be any other country. It has to be the Palestinians who depose the Hamas. It has to be the Palestinians who said, we had enough of you. We have enough of your poor government that has brought us into this G-word. Okay? Yeah. They have to get rid of them, and they have to be able to elect themselves new leaders. Hopefully no more terrorists. Unfortunately, the Palestinian peoples are they're very tired of this. They are the main victim of this, by the way. The Palestinians are the main victim of this conflict, started by Hamas, alright? It was Hamas who decided to do this G-word in October 7th, and Palestinians are paying the price for it. It is the Palestinians who lost their homes, it is the Palestinians who are now suffering, and it has to be Palestinians who depose the government that brought this suffering upon them by their reckless, hatred-driven actions. And that's about it. That's, I think, everything I wanted to say about it. As I said before, and many times before, the Palestinians are the victims here. And some, pro-Israel might say that I'm saying that the Israelis are the victim. Obviously, come on, nobody's denying it. Unless you are a complete lunatic, complete maniac. However, the aftermath of that stunt, that absolute disgusting act that happened on October 7th, the Palestinians are the victims there. They are the victims because their government has did this, because of their government who's been in power, has not been elected in any democratic elections, is still ruling. They have to be shown, it was what their government did. They have to be shown why were their homes destroyed. They have to be shown who killed those civilians and who brought all that suffering upon them, as well as the Israelis who committed war crimes in Palestine. They happened, and they have to pay the price as well. So, alright, so yeah, this is it, and we're gonna move on.